Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about the story of RMS Lusitania. The RMS Lusitania was one of the most famous ocean liners of the early 20th century. Its story combines luxury, speed, and the looming dangers of wartime travel. Construction of the Lusitania began in 1904 at the John Brown shipyards in Scotland. It was designed to be extremely fast, thanks to powerful steam turbines. Cunard wanted to regain dominance of the Atlantic from the German liners. The ship was launched in 1906 in front of a large crowd. It entered service in 1907 and started its transatlantic voyages. Between 1907 and 1914, the Lusitania regularly sailed between Liverpool and New York, winning the Blue Riband for its exceptional speed and gaining worldwide fame. On one voyage, the ship encountered a rogue wave, a sudden massive wall of water, which tossed deck furniture and alarmed passengers, highlighting the dangers of the Atlantic. The sinking of the Titanic in 1912 had a strong impact on maritime safety, and Cunard implemented improvements aboard the Lusitania, such as more lifeboats, better life vests, regular emergency drills, and clearer evacuation procedures. Crew members were trained to handle emergencies more efficiently, ensuring that passengers were instructed on how to reach lifeboats and muster stations. Despite these precautions, the Lusitania continued to rely on speed as a primary means of safety, maintaining its reputation for luxury and reliability. In year 1914, when World War I began, the Atlantic Ocean became a very dangerous area. German submarines started sinking many Allied ships. The Lusitania continued to operate as a civilian liner despite the threat. It applied safety measures such as sailing without lights and adjusting its route. However, it remained completely unarmed against submarine attacks. On May 1st, 1915, the Lusitania departed New York with about 2,000 people on board, including passengers and crew. During the crossing, the captain received multiple warnings about German U-boats operating near the Irish coast. Despite the growing threat, he reassured himself that the Lusitania was a civilian ship and that its speed would protect it from any attack, believing the liner's fast pace would allow it to outrun danger. Crew members reviewed emergency procedures, lifeboats were checked, and passengers were reminded of muster stations and evacuation protocols, reflecting lessons learned from the Titanic disaster. On May 6th, as the Lusitania approached the southern coast of Ireland, tension peaked. Passengers remained anxious while the captain maintained speed without performing constant zigzag maneuvers, preparing the ship for any possible emergency on the following day. On May 7th, 1915, the Lusitania was approaching the southern coast of Ireland, bound for Liverpool. The ship was sailing through a zone known for German submarines. At 2:10 p.m., the German submarine U-20, commanded by Captain Walter Schwieger, spotted the Lusitania off Kinsale Bay. The submarine fired a torpedo.
Torpedo closing on the starboard bow!
Struck the starboard side near the coal bunkers. The impact caused a violent explosion, and some historians believe a second internal explosion worsened the damage. Water quickly began flooding the compartments, and the ship listed sharply to starboard, creating shock and panic among passengers. The breach in the hull caused the Lusitania to take on water rapidly. Passengers felt violent jolts and heard the metal creak and twist, while many objects and furniture were thrown across the decks. Orders to evacuate were given, but confusion reigned. Many rushed toward the lifeboats as the ship continued to tilt dangerously, making any organized evacuation extremely difficult. Entire corridors vanished under rising seawater in less than a minute. trapping hundreds. The ship took on a deadly list to starboard, making the port-side lifeboat swing high above the water. Lifeboats were lowered. Panic began on board the ship. Lifeboats were lowered, but many became stuck or capsized due to the tilt and violent movement of the ship. Passengers had to contend with wind, waves, and general panic. Some fell into the icy water or were trapped on angled decks. Crew members tried to assist, but the sinking progressed too quickly to control the chaos or ensure everyone's safety. Families were torn apart as panicked crowds surged toward the upper decks, people slipping on tilted floors or crushed at stairwells, while smoke, steam, and the smell of fuel filled the air. Many lifeboats overturned or dropped half-filled because the ship's steep angle made them impossible to control. Screams and shouting mixed with the groaning of collapsing bulkheads. Turner remained on board until the very last moments, refusing to abandon his ship. As the Lusitania lurched violently, a massive wave, a breaking sea rolling across the decks, struck with enormous force. The impact threw him off his feet. After the torpedo strike at 2:10 p.m., the Lusitania's bow sank deeply while the stern began to rise. The hull cracked further, and water rushed into all compartments. The decks flooded and broke under the weight of water and passengers, increasing panic and accidents. During the sinking, the third funnel, chimney, collapsed, sending debris across the deck and adding to the chaos. While passengers struggled to reach the lifeboats or cling to floating wreckage. In less than 18 minutes, the ship sank almost entirely, leaving debris, luggage, and bodies floating in the icy water. Survivors clung to wreckage while local fishing boats rescued them, but approximately 1,198 people perished, and the sinking sent shockwaves around the world. After the Lusitania sank, local fishing boats and rescue vessels quickly arrived at the scene, pulling survivors from the icy waters and collecting floating debris. Many were suffering from hypothermia, shock, or injuries, and emergency care was administered on the nearby shores. The tragedy highlighted the limitations of lifeboat capacity, evacuation procedures, and preparedness, even on modern luxury liners. Maritime authorities and ship companies learned important lessons about safety regulations, including the need for sufficient lifeboats for all passengers, regular drills, and better communication about submarine threats. The Lusitania disaster also influenced international opinion, becoming one of the reasons that contributed to the United States eventually entering World War I, as it demonstrated the dangers posed to civilians by unrestricted submarine warfare. So, it was the story of the Lusitania. I hope you enjoyed it.